Okay, so the previous episode wasn't the real episode. It's not real. So here's the first real one. We're gonna do the story. We're gonna put it on progressive scan mode like a Chad, cause I got fancy cables for my Nintendo Wii that I've had since 2006, right when it came out. We're just some progressive scan Chads over here. Look at us. Some color banding on the sky. I don't know if that's gonna be visible in the actual video, but who cares? When you dropped kicked your jacket, when you came through the door, no one glad. Okay, that was fucking stupid. Anyway, so on to the story of Pokemon or whatever. So Wes is the default name. I'll just go with something simple. So there's Iraq. You had that big metal sky bird, just like you often see in Iraq. And you had some skinheads, and then there's an explosion, and there's Captain Skinhead, and his expression seemed to suggest that he knew this would happen. There's us. We're gonna take the fancy Pokemon glove. Everybody's going to stop us, and we've got a weird little cat thing following us. And Captain Skinhead is a bit faster than all of his subordinates, so he'd be most likely to catch us. But he won't though, because it'd be a really short video game if that happened, and away we go. Feels like a fan fiction. There's an explosion for no reason. Anyway, it feels like a fan fiction. Me and my two colorful cats are gonna steal the fancy Pokemon machine and whatever. I'm pretty sure they're actually supposed to be dogs, but just based on their general shape and size, they look more cat-like to me, you know? So you got an abandoned train out in the middle of the desert? When I see abandoned trains out in the middle of the desert, you know what I think? Pokemon. We got some ruffians, and somehow they don't notice that we're standing there. I mean, he's literally right there. Just turn around, you fools. Well, we'll deal with them later, I suppose. And away they go, and they had a weird fancy hover car for some reason. Were those ever a thing in Pokemon? Gosh, stuff's happening just left and right. So they're reporting on an explosion in a sandy area, just like that thing that happened a couple of months ago in the real world. Is that gonna offend people? Well, I don't think I was specific enough for people to connect the dots. But anyway, so let's go talk to all these fine folks at the abandoned train in the desert. I talked to the same guy twice because I wasn't pointed the right way. Let's try that again. They steal the Pokemon. Ooh. It's like that Looney Tunes cartoon. I'll steal it. No one will ever know. Mel Blanc was a talented voice actor. Yes, indeed. So, the purple hair guy, we talked to a minute ago. Yeah, here he comes. He wants to do a Pokemon, but you know, they wanted these people to look tough, but then at the same time he's got dyed pink hair, and I feel like they wanted to make him look tough, but not too tough, so they had to give him something cartoonish looking, so he's got his cool tough guy jacket, but then also ridiculous pink hair. So there he is, Ryder Willie, Dr. Wily. That's stupid. So he's got 2 Zigzagoons, but you could probably already tell that. I probably didn't need to say that out loud. And we've got our guys, as you can see. So this is a tutorial fight, more or less. You just go in there and smash them. You're all, hey-ya! This is a weird episode. There he goes, down in one hit. Look at these high-quality animations. Insert comment about Sword and Shield not having high-quality animations here. The Zigzagoon's gonna run between his legs. Isn't that neat? They probably gave him that animation just for that reason. Because he still does that animation even when he's not being used by this particular trainer. We got anybody else? No, we do not. Let's just have a look at the different moves we can do. It varies by location, it's said. Yeah, that's helpful. That doesn't tell us anything. So the taunt move, it makes the enemy do the same attack over and over again. But again, you probably already knew that. I just wanted to figure out what secret power does, but they would not tell us. I'm sure I could look it up on like a Cerebi.net or something. You ever been to Cerebi.net? They've got all the Pokemon information out there. You can find out where to catch out. No, don't say that. So yeah, that was a very easy boss battle, if you can even call it that. Alright, well, I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about at this point, so let's talk about the news. So I saw just something in the Yahoo News crawl, I guess you could call it, about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the hottest show of 1990. And, well, hold that thought. It looks like our main character stumbled upon some human trafficking of sorts. What's that giant sack? Okay, so we weren't supposed to hear all that, so then apparently if they beat us in a Pokemon battle, that'll just make me go away. So anywho, speaking of the Fresh Prince, I'm guessing the subject of the news article was the actress who played Aunt Viv patched it up with the rest of the cast, maybe? Thought I saw something about that, because I know historically that actress didn't really get along with the other people on the set, and it got bad enough that they had to bring in a completely different person to change the character, and they just ran with it on the show. It's so bizarre that they would do that, just get a different actor and act like nothing's changed. Think people aren't gonna notice? But, so yeah, that's good, I guess. I used to watch The Fresh Prince all the time when it was on Nick at Night in the early 2000s. It'd be like 2004. I didn't see it in its original run, because that was, before my time. What other Fresh Prince trivia is there? Did you know that Will Smith only agreed to do the show because he owed the IRS over $2 million? Yeah, that's probably true, I think. I read it on the internet, and it's on the internet, it's gotta be true. What the hell kind of a voice was that? I should really just stop trying to do voices, this is just embarrassing. I'm gonna look back on this years from now and think, Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with me? Oh, Jesus Christ, Patrick. That was a reference to that video that was mentioned back in Resident Evil. There was that funny SpongeBob on weed thing. Even though that subject's quite overdone, the one that I'm thinking of was pretty good. Okay, so we gotta do something about that sack. I don't know why they added an extra layer where you get to choose if you want to unlock the sack or not. Unlock. So anywho, this character's gonna follow us around throughout the entirety of the rest of the game, and her special magical powers that she can identify the shadow Pokemon, and apparently she didn't remember her own name, so we're gonna pick one out for her. Anyway, but yeah, without her we wouldn't be able to see the shadow Pokemon. In Pokemon XD, the sequel, instead of having a separate character for that, instead they had like a special like DBZ scouter that you could wear, and that would identify the Pokemon. So yeah, that's the differences between the two. Where do you guys stand on the whole XD versus Colosseum debate? I never owned Colosseum fully as a kid. I had XD, and I rented Colosseum, so I know XD a good deal better. So I guess I'm not really qualified to say, to have an opinion. There's the circling cast form. There's his famous signature catchphrase, "Hoa!" That's not what he says. Why do they just give him noises sometimes instead of having him say the names? Well, maybe just for variety's sake. I don't fucking know. It was a good episode.